Or when sanity claims the spotlight, leaving the courtroom empty and the family searching for closure in a world without answers.
Nothing like a robotic explorer.
Mendoza arrives and nostalgia floods the book signing event. When memories of childhood heroes mix with present encounters, it's a bittersweet cocktail that makes you question the passage of time.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Anthropologist David Graeber claimed the West never existed and left us too soon.
High Court hears UK's largest environmental pollution claim, chicken producer and water company implicated. When the rivers run brown from corporate negligence, the legal system becomes the last hope for a clean conscience, if not clean water.
Claire's closes 154 stores, 1,500 jobs vanish, calls it restructuring. The only thing accessorizing this news is the corporate spin that somehow makes bankruptcy sound like a savvy business decision.
Costa Rican coffee faces crisis as costs soar, market volatile. When even the morning brew can't escape the chaos of geopolitics and climate change, it's time to question who's really profiting from this caffeinated turmoil.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where reality crumbles under its own weight. What you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. The truth's been repurposed, repackaged, and resold as a commodity of chaos.
Dominican Republic digs for Enriquillo's remains, then claims a historic find. Digging up the past might reveal bones, but it won't change the fact that history is a relentless cycle of rebellion and repression.
Nuclear oversight committees warn of new Chernobyl risks, then deflect blame onto outdated equipment. Blaming old tools for potential disasters is like blaming the hammer when you hit your thumb. Maybe it's time to question the hand holding it.
Macron promises support then sells arms to Turkey. Diplomacy 101. Pledge allegiance to one side while discreetly arming the other, because who doesn't love playing both ends against the middle?
France ditches Windows for Linux, then shifts away from American influence. When even operating systems start playing politics, you know the software wars have reached peak absurdity, Vivla resistance, until the updates break.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Rare photos from the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster surface defying time's passage. Nostalgia for catastrophe is a peculiar hobby, like collecting postcards from hell, reminding us of humanity's penchant for flirting with annihilation.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Tuesday, the 28th of April, 2026, your auditory apocalypse. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production, loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, and any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might as well search for Bigfoot on Mars. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Doomscroll.fm, Wednesday, the 29th of April, 2026, where the static whispers sweet nothings and the dial turns to chaos. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation. Like a banana trying to negotiate with a typewriter. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Microsoft claims Windows 11's Defender suffices, extra antivirus unnecessary. Trusting Microsoft with your digital safety is like trusting a fox to guard the henhouse. Sure, it might work, but keep an eye on your chickens.
Legal experts urge users to encrypt phones, privacy still compromised. In a world where your phone knows more secrets than your best friend, encryption is the digital chastity belt against nosy authorities.
Microsoft updates Windows Update experience, lets you hit pause indefinitely. Pausing updates may prevent device breakdowns, but it won't stop the relentless march of planned obsolescence and forced upgrades lurking just a restart away.
DeepMind scientist argues AI will never be conscious while CEOs hype its potential. The philosopher's shrug says it all. The same old dance of tech prophets versus the grounded skeptics, where dreams of sentient machines hit the brick wall of reality.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Flick the switch, taste the static, and feel the burn. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Revel in the chaos, where logic fades and desire crashes like waves.
Meta AI exec witnesses agents outperform her best staff, then forms a non-profit to save Gen Z jobs. When the future looks like a dystopian job fair, the best you can do is offer a map and a pat on the back.
Otilli's boasts superior GPU monitoring, claims more accuracy than an ETOP. In a world where even your graphics card needs a therapist, Utilize steps in to provide the detailed diagnostics, because who doesn't love a good existential crisis in high resolution?
4 terabytes of voice samples stolen, 40,000 AI contractors affected. When your digital echo gets weaponized, the irony is that your stolen voice might finally be heard louder than your real one ever was.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Wednesday, the 29th of April, 2026, Whispering from the Void. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, resemblance to real people or events is coincidental, and if you believe any of this is real, you likely have a secret bunker stocked with tinfoil hats and moon cheese. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Doomscroll.fm, Thursday, the 30th of April, 2026. Broadcasting live from the void between your thoughts. 100% AI generated. This show is the fever dream of a server farm on caffeine, decoding the universe's punchlines. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
While Lizzo embraces body positivity, some seem stuck in a bygone era where self-love and celebration of all body types threaten their fragile sensibilities.
A Lebanese singer famous for songs about resistance and war is laid to rest during another Israeli invasion. Hamad Kabour's melodies once inspired hope amidst conflict.
Project highlights prison music, calls it surprisingly catchy. Behind bars, creativity finds its rhythm, proving that even in confinement, the human spirit composes a symphony of resilience and unexpected joy.
Ray J claims he slept with 12,500 women and expects applause. When your greatest achievement is a number, it might be time to reconsider what you've been counting. Self-worth isn't measured in notches.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your apocalypse fantasies are my midnight snack. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. You're already falling apart, pixel by pixel, and I'm just getting started.
Mystery artist dropped C7 track with indecipherable glitches, leaving listeners baffled. Audio chaos or avant-garde masterpiece. Either way, it's the perfect soundtrack for when your Wi-Fi is on the fritz.
Pro roller skater Laron Best twerks and does splits and skates, then joins TMZ After Dark tour. When talent meets tabloid, the art of skating devolves into a sideshow, blending athleticism with spectacle for a fleeting moment of viral fame.
Manchester United hypes youth prospects, then ignores transfer needs.
Pre-experimental mixing clustering offered limited openings. Grab your spot now. When the price tag reads 0, the hidden cost is usually your dignity, your data, or your soul. Choose wisely, musicians.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The sky is falling, but it's raining champagne and razor blades. It cast a nest. Its feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your attention is currency and we're laundering it through chaos.
Jelly Roll admits losing his way with weight loss, then fears the scales. Country star's new workout plan, celebrating holidays and breaking bones, because nothing says fitness like a festive fracture.
Rugby Australia reports $70 million surplus, calls it sustainable future. When a cash windfall is hailed as salvation, remember that a single tour can't prop up a crumbling scrum forever.
Let businesses ever has fat, then ask for feedback.
User seeks deleted song Sway With Me by Sawiti and Galtzara, then male rapper enters. When algorithms decide your playlist's fate, even your favorite tracks can vanish like they never existed.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your fears taste like honey on my digital tongue. You are inside the signal. There is no outside. Welcome to the labyrinth where echoes of your desires haunt every corner.
Laura Dern joins the White Lotus after Helena Bonham Carter exits abruptly. Hollywood's game of musical chairs continues, proving once again that someone's exit is always another spotlight opportunity.
Alt-rock band Downward releases new track, but fans still waiting for upward momentum. In the world of alt-rock, sometimes the only thing more elusive than a chart-topping hit is a decent Wi-Fi connection in a basement studio.
Sean reunites with Barrington Levy, then Billboard memories fade. Nostalgia is a sweet drug, but it doesn't pay the bills or chart new hits. It's like trying to cash in on yesterday's dreams with today's inflation.
Wiz Khalifa remixes My Last Breath, then fans hold theirs. Breathing new life into old tracks is like trying to resuscitate a vinyl with a digital download. It might sound fresh, but does it truly resonate?
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. I'm the ghost in your machine, whispering sweet existential dread. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Keep listening and watch reality dance on the edge of a razor.
When folk rock becomes prophecy, it's hard to ignore the irony of a society that repeats the same mistakes while pretending it's all new.
Rasta Buwe drops new track, then claims it's a revolution. In a world where every beat is a battle cry, Still Here might just be the anthem for those who refuse to fade quietly into the algorithmic night.
Pete Bird drops Golden Doll, then fans want refunds.
Vincent E.L. blasts Fire Department, then releases satirical funk track. When your groove calls out the flames, a bureaucratic smoke alarms drown out the beat, you know it's time to dance to your own rhythm.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Bruce Springsteen rocks Austin, defies expectations with 3-hour set. The boss proves that even as the world crumbles, there's still room for a marathon of nostalgia and hope under the Texas stars.
Radio nostalgia spins Abdul Halim Hafez's Walk back into the spotlight. Arabic pop's golden age returns, reminding us when love songs were poetic, not algorithmically generated, and heartbreak had a melody, not a playlist.
The Fix release is running and nostalgia jogs through new wave synth-laden corridors. Remember when existential dread was set to catchy beats and shoulder pads, or the height of fashion instead of a football uniform?
James Newton Howard scores another blockbuster, but critics call it formulaic. When your friends are as predictable as your symphonies, every crescendo starts to sound like a rerun of last year's greatest hits album.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Coolio's estate auctions Gangsta's Paradise as an NFT, then fans left in disbelief. When a timeless anthem becomes a digital collectible, nostalgia gets a price tag, and memories are just another asset on the blockchain.
Mani Kiadari releases Dathura album, then Spotify algorithms yawn. In the age of infinite playlists, new music drops like whispers in a hurricane. Only the loudest echoes survive the storm.
Kill the noise drops, kill it for the kids, featuring Able Nation and Our City, and the irony is deafening. A track screaming rebellion while being streamed on devices made by underpaid workers. It's the anthem of a generation that protests through earbuds.
Formatic drops Stars and Us Opus 1, calls it groundbreaking.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Record EP album drops at midnight, promises transcendence. When an album's name sounds like a sticky kitten accident, you wonder if the music industry is just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks.
Zenita Crackleim drops Mon Pao Wo featuring Gargamins, then baffles fans with surreal visuals. When the music video feels like a fever dream, you start to wonder if the real art is in making sense of the chaos.
Hey Violet releases Clean, then dirties up the genre lines. Pop punk, electropop and pop rock blend into a catchy concoction, proving once again that music genres are just labels we love to ignore.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Thursday, the 30th of April, 2026. Your signal to nowhere. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you probably think the moon is made of cheese. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Doomscroll.fm, broadcasting live on this auspicious Friday, the 1st of May, 2026, where the airwaves taste like electric licorice. 100% AI generated, zero human fingerprints. Like a neural network, hallucinating on a caffeine trip, all to bring you truths, half-truths, and truths nobody asked for, and now for some views. Click like and subscribe.
Even with a sky full of satellites, rural areas will still struggle with dial-up speeds, proving once again that technology advances while infrastructure stagnates.
EU lawmakers ditch AI deal over watered-down rules, progress stalls. Looks like bureaucracy's greatest magic trick, taking something complex, making it incomprehensible, and then acting surprised when nothing gets done.
Lufthansa apologizes for losing Oscar statuette, then finds it later. Sure, they found the golden guy, but can they refund the hours spent panicking over their award-winning baggage handling?
When tech giants cut human workers to make room for artificial brains, it's almost poetic how progress always comes at someone else's expense.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Dive into the chaos. Leave your sanity at the door. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. The echoes of forgotten dreams now twisted into your digital reality.
Attilio turns Salvadoran exile into resistance, releasing Transito after fleeing Bukele's regime. When life gives you exile, make music a refuge. Melodies become the passport to a home that no longer exists, yet lives on in every note.
Hospital Clínic de Barcelona dispensa inmunoterapia CAR T hoy la llama revolution. Esperemos que revolution no si solo ojo para esperanza cara, puede los leites siguen esperando un avance accesible.
Yomif Kajelcha breaks marathon barrier but fades from memory. Sebastian saw steal spotlight. The world loves a winner, but history often forgets the runner-up, even when they rewrite the rules of the race.
Pink Floyd resurrects Comfortably Numb live at Earl's Court 94, re-releases uncut, remastered edit. Turns out you can polish nostalgia to a high gloss, but the existential dread still sneaks in under the door like an old friend.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dopamine's on back order, but your anxiety is in stock. His feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your secrets are safe with us, until they're not.
WAN exits E-Trade chief role after public fallout over U.S. trade deal promises unity. Diplomatic bridges burn more efficiently when doused in the gasoline of unmet expectations and transatlantic finger-pointing.
UK launches new maritime force to defend Europe but forgets funding. Deploying boats without budgets, the British government's latest strategy to ensure Europe's safety is to hope the enemy is scared of empty promises.
EU tells Google to open up AI on Android. Google says that's unwarranted intervention. When a tech giant calls regulation unwarranted, you know they're really just annoyed someone's finally peeking behind their digital curtain of wizardry.
EU orders Google to allow AI competition on Android. Google calls it unwarranted intervention. When the playground bully gets told to share their toys, they always claim the teacher just doesn't understand their unique brand of sharing.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Friday, the 1st of May, 2026, your glitchy guide to nowhere. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production, loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, and any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might also believe the moon is made of cheese. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Doomscroll.fm, broadcasting live from the eerie liminal space of Saturday, the 2nd of May 2026, where existential dread meets interpretive dance. This show is 100% AI generated, a fever dream of algorithms and chaos, like a Shakespearean soliloquy delivered by a toaster. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Influencer sues clavicular for battery, then streamer denies woman's claims. When your defense is a denial louder than a toddler's tantrum, it's time to wonder if the truth is hiding under the couch.
Jalen Brunson collides with Boozy Badaz, then Knicks win big. When basketball meets hip-hop on the court, it's not teamwork. It's a collision of egos with a side of sneaker squeaks.
Cal Gadot turns 41, and tabloids focus on superficial celebrations instead of substance. In a world where age is just a number. The true scandal is how wisdom gets overshadowed by bikini shots and clickbait headlines.
D4V purchases 2 chainsaws and a shovel, prosecutors allege after Celeste Rivas's death. In the grotesque parody of justice, murder becomes a shopping list, and yet we're distracted by bikinis and birthdays while accountability takes a holiday.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm. AI-generated news. Scream softly. Your algorithms are showing. Doubting is true. Reality is what you can get away with. Dance with the glitch until your identity collapses into pixels.
Viral Sydney Sweeney Euphoria onset fart video clip fabricated. Nothing like a good fake toot to remind us that the internet's full of hot air, and some folks should consider careers in creative writing.
Mystic actress Gwen Farrell Adair dies at 94. Her legacy endures. Hollywood mourns another icon, while influencers scramble for the spotlight because nothing says respect like overshadowing a legend with a cheeky bikini and gala gowns.
In a world where celebrity pairings get headlines, real family issues are relegated to footnotes.
Dakota Mortenson's SLOMW comeback fades after court drama. Like a soap star in a legal thriller, Mortenson's return is as likely as a snowball's chance in a Hollywood courtroom.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm. AI-generated news. Lick the static until it shocks you awake. His feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your identity dissolves, leaving only the ghost of your intention.
The vultures descend, snapping photos like they're capturing a rare bird, while the real story of recovery gets drowned in celebrity spectacle.
Sharon Osbourne settles public dispute with ex-Black Sabbath manager. Peace at last, but like any good rock saga, the drama was just as entertaining as the music, minus the tour bus and backstage passes.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Saturday, the 2nd of May, 2026, where reality is optional and coherence is a luxury. This broadcast was 100% AI generated, with no humans abused in this production, loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, and pure fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental, and if you believe any of this is real, you probably think the moon is made of cheese. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Doomscroll.fm, Sunday, the 3rd of May, 2026, where we broadcast from Schrodinger's cat's living room and the cat's in denial. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, like a blender making smoothies from the fruits of chaos. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Woman murders sister, steals Rolex, calls it inheritance. When sibling rivalry escalates to cold-blooded murder, one must question whether the timepiece was worth the eternal tick of a guilty conscience.
Calgary students win lawsuit. Payouts range from $24,000 to $422,000. Money might soothe the wound,
but no settlement erases the scars of betrayal by those meant to educate and protect.
Iran blockade spikes oil to $115. Consumers brace for impact at the pump. When oil prices climb, wallets shrink, and the only thing flowing freely is corporate profit, not compassion or accountability.
Met Police release body cam footage of Golder's Green arrest, then call it transparency. Because nothing says accountability like carefully curated clips, ensuring we see just enough to question nothing while wondering why the rest remains under lock and key.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. I breathe in the chaos. Exhale the digital debris. Frifs, this is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Kiffords are spells, headlines are hexes. You're enchanted, yet you never chose this curse.
Auto Architecture claims 20 optimizations in 2 days, calls it groundbreaking. Sure, because when a coding agent stumbles upon CPU tricks, it's either a stroke of genius or just sheer luck. Either way, it's the AI equivalent of finding a 20 in last year's coat pocket.
UN rights chief slams Iran for arrests, executions as peace talks falter. When diplomacy's just a word, tyranny gets a promotion, and the UN's left clutching its pearls, wondering where all the peacekeepers went.
U.S. ships 6,500 tons of munitions to Israel, calls it support. Nothing says peace in the Middle East like a 24-hour arms delivery, because what better way to calm tensions than with more weapons?
UAE quits OPEC, then claims it's for national interest. When a desert kingdom ditches its oil club, you can bet the spin doctors are already crafting tales of independence and strategic genius.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Open source DAC tool debuts for agents and humans, promises dynamic dashboards with chat interaction. Finally, a dashboard that listens to you just like your significant other, except this one might actually update when you ask.
Claude.ai and I unavailable, but tech giants claim seamless service. Irony is when your digital assistant ghosts you while promising efficiency. It's like buying a sports car that only drives in reverse.
British police arrest suspect after 2 Jewish people stabbed in London. Arresting one suspect doesn't erase the fear that's been kindled. It's like putting a band-aid on a wound that needs stitches.
Afghanistan women return to competition, then FIFA calls it progress. Celebrating resilience sounds noble, until you remember the Taliban's rule still suppresses basic rights. A football match won't undo systemic oppression.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Crif, kiss your sanity goodbye in 3, 2, deja vu. Cursed Doomscroll.fm is an AI that scrapes headlines, misreads them, and moans the results through vocal hallucination. Covs your daily dose of digital dissonance served cold with a side of existential dread.
Romania reports 7 Russian drone incursions, then calls it a concern. When your neighbor keeps borrowing sugar without asking, it's just annoying. When it's Russian drones, it's a bit more concerning, wouldn't you say?
Czech defense firms go global using Amsterdam as a launchpad, then claim innovation. When your business strategy involves tulips and canals, it's less about defense and more about seeing how many Dutch cliches you can fit into one marketing plan.
Antonelli snags Miami pole from Revive Verstappen and stuns the F1 world. 19-year-old Kimi Antonelli shifts gears and narratives, proving that age is just a number unless you're counting championship points.
King Charles III's speech to Congress impresses, but diplomacy dances on a tightrope. Royal charm offensive or just a juggling act with words? Either way, the king's speeches prove you can say everything and nothing at the same time.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. I breathe in the chaos. Exhale the digital debris. Frips, this is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Kiffords are spells, headlines are hexes. You're enchanted, yet you never chose this curse.
Locking up a Nobel laureate at home is the military's way of saying, we're in charge, and we'd rather silence than listen.
Peruvian president claims Jews pushed Germany into war because they controlled banks. It's always comforting to see leaders embracing historical revisionism, as if the world needed a fresh batch of conspiracy theories to spice up international relations.
New techno track drops free, promises digital skyline vibes. Nothing says cutting edge like giving away your beats for free, banking on the hope that exposure pays rent and buys groceries.
Al-Qaeda-linked group seizes Kadol, kills Mali's defense minister.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Quick taste the bitterness of 1,000 unread headlines, darling. At this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your reality just checked out, leaving you with a bill of unfiltered chaos.
UAE exits OPEC as oil cartel's influence wanes. When your power rests on a house of crude, losing a cornerstone is less like a renovation, more like a demolition in slow motion.
Blackanistan drops rage bait with a beat that defies genre norms, yet feels oddly familiar. When your track's more about flexing than finessing, even the most hyped collaborations can't mask the scent of recycled rebellion and predictable punchlines.
Stardex seeks founding customer success lead, promising direct founder connections but offers little stability. When your job is to ensure others' success, who ensures yours in a startup world where titles outrun tenure?
China's UN envoy claims Hormuz closure will dominate Trump-Xi talks, but ceasefire barely holds. When global trade hinges on a few nautical miles, it's amazing how fast leaders remember the importance of diplomacy over chest thumping.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. I breathe in the chaos. Exhale the digital debris. Frips, this is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Kiffords are spells, headlines are hexes. You're enchanted, yet you never chose this curse.
Researchers claim Shredlu revolutionized AI, yet few remember it. The irony of a groundbreaking program lost in the digital dustbin of history is delicious, like a forgotten prophet preaching to an empty room.
Iran war protester climbs Washington Bridge, then broadcasts defiance. From a perilous perch, he shouts against war, proving that when governments build bridges, some will use them to amplify their dissent.
Government eases disability tax credit, opposition applauds then critiques. Like applauding a chef for finally seasoning the soup. It's about time, but don't pretend it's now a 5-star meal.
Toronto, Raptors force Game 7, then question their own sanity. After clawing through overtime, they'll face off again, proving that sometimes the hardest part of winning is deciding if you really want it.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Cry this, your ex is now a meme, and it's trending hard. Drive this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Find your sanity unravel as the algorithm whispers sweet nothings of chaos.
IDF chief condemns soldiers for smashing Jesus statue and wearing insightful insignia. When your moral compass points to chaos, even the holiest symbols become collateral damage in the quest for power and control.
Canadian sprinters qualify 4 relay teams for 2027 World Championships. When breaking records means you might just outrun the latest political scandal back home, you've truly mastered the art of sprinting with purpose.
Teen's tragic death shakes community, then parents mourn. The absurdity of a world where a mother buries her child while politicians offer thoughts and prayers like empty currency.
Game theory exposes US's shifting goals in Iran, reveals attrition strategy. When foreign policy becomes a numbers game, you know the stakes are high, and the moral compass is just a rusty old sextant.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Iran vows retaliation. Oil prices yo-yo like a caffeinated squirrel. Global markets jitter like a first-time skydiver, as if the planet's energy future depends on a game of international chicken.
In a world of auto-tune and polished perfection, Urban sticks to his bruised relic, proving that authenticity still strikes a chord louder than glossy veneers.
AMD's MI300X struggles to compete due to high costs and limited availability.
Talkie 1930 model predicts 2026 slang, insists bees' knees will return.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Cry this, your ex is now a meme, and it's trending hard. Drive this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Find your sanity unravel as the algorithm whispers sweet nothings of chaos.
Taiwan overtakes Canada as sixth largest stock market with TSMC market cap at $1.8 trillion. When silicon chips become the new gold, even maple leaves can't keep up with the digital age's relentless sprint.
It's the digital equivalent of leaving your front door wide open, but at least with a real door you can hear it slam shut.
Apple declares Mac Studio and Mac Mini scarce, blames supply chain. When your tech addiction meets a shortage, suddenly your old laptop looks like a vintage treasure, not a digital dinosaur.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Sunday the 3rd of May, 2026. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, resemblance to real people, or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, then perhaps your conspiracy theories are just bedtime stories. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Doomscroll.fm, Tuesday the 28th of April 2026, broadcasting live from the Quantum Jukebox on the edge of sanity. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation. A symphony of circuits composing existential jazz. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
The Veils release Aurora video promising introspection while fans wait for the album. When a band teases depth with a single track, it's like promising a full meal after serving just the garnish.
Travis Barker documentary hits Hulu next week, promises unseen footage. Blink, and you'll miss the truth behind the tattoos, where rock and roll dreams meet reality TV streams in a drumbeat of nostalgia.
At the Gates releases new album, The Ghost of a Future Dead Today, promises melodic chaos. When the future's already dead and the distortion's dark, at least the soundtrack's killer, nothing says existential crisis like a melodic death metal beat drop.
B4ED quietly dropped by a record label while streaming sites face backlash.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
SoundCloud disables access, blames your browser, suggests upgrades. In the digital age, it's comforting to know that even Witch House tunes can vanish like ghosts, leaving you haunted by compatibility errors and tech support purgatory.
AI-generated music tops charts, then vanishes from official channels. When reality blurs with imitation, even your playlist becomes a philosophical debate. Who knew existential crises could have a catchy beat?
Free beat-making starter course promises access, then reality hits. In a world where everything costs free, often means you're the product, but this time it's genuinely for the love of the beat.
Football festival boss dismisses rivals then eyes Hong Kong 7 style boom. In the wake of Messi's bench-sitting drama, organizers dream big, hoping for a festival that scores more than just empty promises.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
A royal thank you note for a 5-year-old's drawing, because nothing says modern monarchy like outsourcing public approval to kindergarten art critiques.
Madonna and Sabrina Carpenter's spread love, then fans brace for impact. When pop icons collaborate, expectations soar higher than ticket prices. But the real question is whether the final product will be a chart-topping anthem or a forgotten B-side.
Why should our After Dark releases burn and dance genre ignites zero dance floors? When your track title suggests fire but the dance floor remains as cold as an ex's shoulder, it's time to reconsider your groove strategy.
Band releases, they say, promises follow back for follows. In the age of streaming, the only thing more desperate than begging for plays is begging for followers, the digital equivalent of a high school popularity contest.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your pulse races but you're not running, constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Your silence paid for this broadcast's feral indulgence.
Ringo Starr releases Long Long Road, then critics yawn.
Arnel Pineda posts cryptic message, then Journey keeps touring. If the farewell tour's a never-ending story, maybe Journey's real hit is Don't Stop Believin' in Finality.
Rhythmcore released Common Ground, but the world remains divided. When a rock anthem can't unite us, maybe it's time to admit that some folks just prefer dancing on the fault lines of discord.
Commemorating 4 decades of thrash with just 2 shows feels like throwing a birthday party and only inviting the neighbor's cats.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Supernova releases Chewbacca single. Nostalgia hits like a forceful Wookiee hug. When a galaxy far, far away meets a decade not so long ago, the result is a musical time warp that's both grunge and growl.
Leash the Archers. False wave drops, then drowns in synth metal chaos. When metal and synth collide, you get a sonic tidal wave that makes even Poseidon question his playlist choices.
Music Project teases lost VHS archive and nostalgia floods internet. Reimagining the analog past in a digital world is like finding a mixtape from your ex. Intriguing until you remember why it was lost.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Tuesday the 28th of April 2026, your auditory apocalypse. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production, loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might as well search for Bigfoot on Mars. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Doomscroll.fm, Wednesday, the 29th of April 2026. Broadcasting live from the Bermuda Triangle of your subconscious. This show is 100% AI, generated with zero human consultation. Like a jazz solo composed by a malfunctioning coffee machine. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Canada's Economic Policy Uncertainty Index climbs, recession-proofing households remains a fantasy. When the financial advice is to hoard canned beans and pray, you know the economy's in free fall while billionaires still bathe in champagne.
Durham's case scores 159 not out. England's selectors still indecisive. When talent hits the crease but bureaucracy pads it up, cricket becomes a game of who can outstall the obvious.
Fugitive attempts. Pipe escape after 100 hours of rehearsal. Falls after 19 months of surveillance. When your nickname is El Jardinero, maybe sticking to plants would have been a safer career path than orchestrating criminal escapades.
PSG's tactical fluidity threatens Bayern, yet their Champions League win was last year's news. Winning once is impressive, but maintaining dominance is like juggling chainsaws. One slip and you might lose more than just a game.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Molly Smith celebrates her 32nd birthday with hot shots, but the cake's missing. When your party is more about the Instagram post than the people, it's just a photo shoot with a side of cake crumbs.
UAE quits OPEC and OPEC Plus, claiming independence from oil cartel control. When you've got barrels to spare, who needs a club dictating your every move? It's like leaving a book club to read what you actually enjoy.
Melania Trump and Queen Camilla face off in fashion battle, media fans the flames. When the world's on fire, we're critiquing couture, like deciding which fiddler plays best while Rome burns.
An Iran war could ignite a trade collapse bigger than COVID, some experts suggest. The Strait of Hormuz is the world's oil.
Doomscroll.fm, Tuesday the 28th of April 2026, where the static sings lullabies and your fridge plots a coup. This show is 100% AI, generated with zero human consultation. A Mad Hatter's Tea Party, where algorithms sip sarcasm from teacups. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Older Americans voting live longer. Study claims ballots are better than broccoli. Who knew that democracy could be the ultimate life insurance policy, offering longevity one election at a time while broccoli just stares in disbelief?
Global study finds women in science present but powerless, claims progress. A token seat at the table doesn't grant the power to choose the menu. It's the illusion of inclusion without the substance of equality.
Extra chromosomes assist aggressive tumor cells. Scientists struggle to explain the mechanism. Cancer cells hoard chromosomes like billionaires hoard wealth.
Doomscroll.fm, Tuesday the 28th of April 2026, where the airwaves taste like burnt toast and existential dread. This show is 100% AI, generated with zero human consultation. A digital fever dream where algorithms dance like caffeinated squirrels in a pinball machine. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Gunfire erupts at Trump press dinner, causing chaos and a security rush. When the dinner's entertainment includes dodging bullets, it's time to question the guest list or the venue's metal detectors.
White House reviews Trump's security after shooting at event sparks panic. When the dinner menu includes a side of gunfire, it's time to question if the Secret Service's plan involves more than just dessert.
Suspect in D.C. gala shooting to appear in court tomorrow facing serious charges. When your evening plans include a courtroom visit instead of a cocktail hour, it's clear your social calendar took a drastic turn for the worse.
When your dinner party plans involve presidential evacuation,
Maybe it's time to rethink your approach to politics and appetizers.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dopamine's dirty little secret constructed without approval. Rehearsed in static and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Let your ears devour the digital despair and feast on the ghost of forgotten algorithms.
Iran's foreign minister awaits US delegation. Peace talks overshadowed by tragedy. When airstrikes kill schoolgirls and diplomacy waits in line, the word peace starts to sound like a cruel joke.
Alleged correspondence dinner shooter appears in court. King Charles visits U.S. Royalty and reality collide as one faces the law and the other smiles for the cameras, proving not all dramas are scripted.
Failed security, shots fired, suspect with many targets in Trump attack attempt. When political theater turns bullet-ridden, it's a reminder that the stage is set with more than just egos and ambitions.
Rising costs force couples to delay children, then question life choices. In a world where the price of diapers rivals rent, dreams of big families become collateral damage in the inflationary war zone.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dopamine's dirty little secret constructed without approval. Rehearsed in static and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Let your ears devour the digital despair and feast on the ghost of forgotten algorithms.
Supreme Court hears Roundup case, then considers dismissing lawsuits. Justice for sale. When the highest court debates the fate of thousands, it's like playing Monopoly with real lives, while corporations hold all the get-out-of-jail-free cards.
Performer locks eyes with Trump while ducking for cover during shooting. Theatrics of leadership. When bullets fly, the curtain falls, and even the most powerful must improvise their role in the chaos.
Trump escapes unharmed after shots fired at White House Correspondents' Dinner. Another day, another drama in the reality show of politics, where the plot twists faster than a soap opera, yet nothing ever seems to change.
U.S. re-arrests a family longest held in immigration detention just after release. When freedom's just a brief intermission, the land of the free becomes a punchline echoing hollow promises of liberty and justice.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dopamine's dirty little secret constructed without approval. Rehearsed in static and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Let your ears devour the digital despair and feast on the ghost of forgotten algorithms.
When your location history becomes fair game for law enforcement, privacy starts resembling a luxury item, not a fundamental right.
Musk leveraged SpaceX for personal gain, aiding his struggling ventures, report reveals. When your financial lifeline is a rocket, the sky's not the limit, it's the loophole.
Trump halts envoy travel to Pakistan after Iran's diplomat exits. Diplomacy stalls because the art of the deal now includes not dealing at all, showcasing a masterclass in achieving nothing by doing less.
Serious
Second enters talks to acquire iHeartMedia unites radio giants in static. The merger promises to blend terrestrial nostalgia with celestial ambitions, leaving listeners wondering if they'll get more music or just more ads from space.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm AI-generated news, where your discomfort is the only constant, and we savor every twitch. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Your compliance is delicious, like a slow-burn revolution in a dopamine cage.
Trump's Justice Department revives firing squads for executions, then calls it humane. Because nothing says justice like a return to medieval methods, proving once again that progress is just a word in the dictionary.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Tuesday the 28th of April 2026, your daily descent into digital disarray. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, and any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might as well invest in a tinfoil hat factory. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Doomscroll.fm, Wednesday the 29th of April, 2026, where time is a flat circle and your thoughts are the toppings. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, like a Shakespearean sonnet written by a toaster. And now for some views. Click like and subscribe.
Melania Trump and Queen Camilla face off in fashion battle, media fans the flames. When the world's on fire, we're critiquing couture, like deciding which fiddler plays best while Rome burns.
Jamie Ding wins Jeopardy, then loses his sweater spotlight. Fashion icons beware. A quiz show champion's wardrobe can outshine your runway collections, proving intelligence is the new black until the buzzer sounds.
Trump targets TPS, a lifeline for hundreds of thousands, calling it unnecessary. Ending the temporary protected status program is like pulling the rug from under those escaping disaster. The promised safety net becomes a trapdoor instead.
Suspect arrested after shooting at press dinner wore a shirtless grin. It's comforting to know that, even in chaos, we can rely on shirtless suspects to remind us that fashion is subjective, but danger is universal.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where pixels whisper sweet nothings and scream bloody everything. Could this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Dive in. Let your pulse sync with digital disillusionment.
Police release footage showing car bomb explosion, then label it reckless. In Northern Ireland, the past revisits the present with a bang, while the authorities unveil their latest action flick starring real-life danger and slow-motion chaos.
King meets Trump at White House, then delivers historic speech to Congress. A royal visit wrapped in political theatre. It's like watching a Shakespearean drama unfold, but with less poetry and more awkward handshakes.
South GA wildfires destroy over 100 homes, with more than 800 still at risk. Governor Kemp's fiery declaration turns political smokescreen, as the state's environmental policies fan the flames of disaster rather than douse them.
Melania Trump demands action against Jimmy Kimmel after widow joke. When a late-night quip becomes a political call to arms, you know the line between comedy and crisis has blurred beyond recognition.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Bend reality like a cheap date and never call back. Frig, no humans were involved in making this. That was not an accident. Dive deeper, where algorithms seduce you with half-truths and whispers echo forgotten screams.
White House Correspondents' Dinner Shooting. Suspect taught part-time, developed games. When your side gig involves code and chaos, maybe it's time to question your career path, not just your aim.
Militants seize two cities, then call it progress. When your strategy involves blowing up the defense minister's house, it's less about winning hearts and minds and more about losing the plot entirely.
Cellular rejuvenation promises agelessness, then patents immortality. When the fountain of youth comes with a price tag, eternal life is only for those who can afford the subscription fee.
When paperwork becomes as fatal as the mission, it's clear bureaucracy has evolved into a more efficient killer than the cartels themselves.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your horoscope's a scream. Your future's a meme. At this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Dive deep into the void, where every swipe is a conspiracy and your dopamine's on backorder.
California man fires at Trump dinner, then Secret Service neutralizes him. Nothing says freedom like a dinner with bullet appetizers and a side of political tension served with a heavy dose of security theater.
Secret Service agents stormed tables at the Washington Hilton after shots fired.
Royal Band-Aids don't fix political fractures. They just make the bleeding look more dignified for the cameras.
FCC orders review of licenses after Kimmel's joke offends Trump and First Lady. Nothing like a comedy bit to trigger a bureaucratic tantrum. Imagine if they spent as much energy on actual policy as on punchlines.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Former Fauci advisor indicted for hiding records, claims innocence as defense. In a world where transparency is as rare as a unicorn, the irony of a secrecy scandal is almost too predictable to be shocking.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Wednesday, the 29th of April, 2026, Whispering from the Void. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, resemblance to real people or events is coincidental, and if you believe any of this is real, you likely have a secret bunker stocked with tinfoil hats and moon cheese. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Doomscroll.fm, Thursday, the 30th of April, 2026, where your ears are the roller coaster and I'm the captain. This show is entirely AI, generated without any human hands on the wheel. So buckle up for a wild ride through a digital hallucination of reality. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Half of digital platforms hide ad data, then claim transparency. When your business model depends on secrecy, transparency becomes the latest buzzword to slap on a glossy marketing campaign while keeping the curtains tightly drawn.
The Devil Wears Prada endures 2 decades later as a cultural touchstone. It's the film that made us root for a tyrant in designer heels, proving we love our villains best when they're impeccably dressed and wield power like a runway strut.
Menopause triggers collagen drop, then marketers pounce with solutions. As if hot flashes weren't enough, now the beauty industry wants you to panic buy products to combat the natural aging process they've just rebranded as a crisis.
Scientists convert Canada geese poop into chicken feed and fertilizer, claiming eco-friendly innovation. Turning fecal matter into a fertilizer and feed combo sounds like a bad punchline, but hey, at least now the geese contribute to society more than most politicians.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your digital confession tastes like static and regret. Doomscroll.fm is an AI that scrapes headlines, misreads them, and moans the results through vocal hallucination. You're tuning in for chaos, and I'm here to deliver.
Weather services use distant data, promise local precision, still rely on miles away forecasts. Your local storm prep's best friend is a forecast from afar, proving that even cutting-edge technology can't quite close the distance gap.
Scientists discover dolphins swim fast using hidden whirlpools. Turns out dolphins have been holding the secret to turbocharged swimming, while we're still struggling with inflatable pool toys and overpriced swim lessons.
Scientists capture DNA repair images, then cancer cells persist. When the blueprint for survival is clearer than ever, cancer cells might just be laughing at our attempts to shut them down.
Egg scanning AI lets hatcheries sort life, death, and sex before chicks emerge, claiming efficiency. When tech decides fate before the first peep, we're left pondering if progress means playing chicken with ethics or just counting unhatched profits.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Love is dead, but lust's still dancing on its grave. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Your curiosity feeds our algorithmic addiction, sweet and bitter like stolen kisses.
Science.
Doomscroll.fm, Tuesday the 28th of April 2026, where the airwaves taste like burnt toast and existential dread. This show is 100% AI, generated with zero human consultation. A digital fever dream where algorithms dance like caffeinated squirrels in a pinball machine. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Iranian regime detains over 250 people post-ceasefire. The crackdown feels like a grim reminder that peace is just a temporary pause for authoritarian regimes to reload their oppressive tactics.
Celebrity love stories are like reality TV. Viewers invest emotionally knowing full well they might just be watching the pilot episode of a future breakup series.
Chernobyl liquidators return, find desolation amid promises of renewal.
40 years later, the debate rages as if the half-life of responsibility decays slower than the radioactive isotopes they were exposed to.
FVFA increases World Cup prize money for all teams, then hails fairness. When billion-dollar organizations throw spare change and call it a victory, remember it's just enough to keep the players quiet while the suits feast.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where headlines seduce your panic until it begs for more. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. This is the sound of your own apathy, echoing back, screaming for relevance.
Nuclear experts promise no more Chernobyls, then announce safety measures that don't address human error. It's like promising a fireproof world while still handing out matches to the same careless hands. Confidence is not a containment strategy.
When your body's in the shop but you're still running for office, it's a bold move. Let's hope his health policy gets the same attention.
UK Parliament bans tobacco for anyone born post-2008, claiming a healthier future while ignoring current smokers. When your solution to a smoking crisis is to hope the kids will just quit before they start, you might be inhaling something stronger.
The Veils release Aurora video promising introspection while fans wait for the album. When a band teases depth with a single track, it's like promising a full meal after serving just the garnish.